Hey, everybody, welcome to the IWCA Show. I am your host, Gabriel Gutierrez. We are very happy to have Jamie Hallman with us. He is the owner of Hallman Window Cleaning Southwest Michigan.
Yep. Yeah, Kalamazoo area. Yep.
Awesome, awesome. And you're also a rep with Tucker, which is a wonderful sponsor of the IWCA, has been for many years. So we'd love to pick your brain on your experience with the IWCA as a rep. But before we do, I really wanted to have you on, Jamie, because I think you're a really great story of someone who kind of had an idea. Could I be a window cleaner? Could I actually make this business work? And you did it. You did it cautiously. But you also, when it was time to jump, you jumped. And
Yeah.
I just wanted you to kind of express a little bit of your route to become a window cleaner, and also what that was like to kind of take those risks that,
Yeah.
you're not only just a family man, but you've got other responsibilities too. And you had a really great, secure job. So talk a little bit about what your thought process was and your experience was in deciding to become a window cleaner.
Yeah. Thanks, Gabe. Yeah. So now that I'm a rep for Tucker, I'm seeing this more and more. I think a lot of guys and gals struggle with kind of what I had gone through, what I went through, and the choices that you have to make when you're deciding how to push this thing, right? So early on, I've shared this, but early on, just like everybody, like me and my wife were looking to get out of debt. I was working 2 or 3 jobs. She was going to school. And we just needed something that gave us the income, a little bit more income, but also the time and the value and the vision, right? So her grandparents asked me to clean their windows one day, and I did. And my wife was like, I was working a couple other jobs at the time, and she was like, well, hey, why don't you do that? Why don't you see if other people want it done? I'm like, nobody's gonna want it done, right? Like I didn't anticipate it being, I didn't know anything about the residential side of it.
Right.
I worked at Western Michigan University at the time, and I actually cleaned windows there, not the way I do now, mind you,
Right.
but that's what got me introduced to water fed. And it just it kind of threw me into it, right? So once that happened, I kind of made a Facebook page. I dealt into the community a little more, and I realized that there was something there. And just like everybody, it starts off really, really slow. One of the biggest questions, that you see, from guys that are just starting out, guys or gals, is just how do you get clients?
Hmm.
How do you do this? How do you do that? And they expect it to just happen very quickly. And it's just that's not how it works. And
Yeah.
a lot of these influencers and people that are online make it look so easy. And it's just that's not how it is. And I'd tell them, patience, my first year, it was like half a season. I don't even know if I had insurance, to be honest, right? Like I was just winging it, trying to learn the squeegee and all that. Um, pushed through my first year, got through my second year, and it started picking up all off of Facebook. And it kind of just progressed, and it kind of doubled every year. And then by year 4, or by end of year 3, I was making income wise part-time window cleaning just as much as I was on my normal job. And it was pulling me away as me and my wife started having kids. It was really pulling me away from that time. So I
Hmm.
had to make a decision. I had to make a call, and I it's weird where the vision takes you, right? Because when I first started, I didn't want to quit. I just wanted extra
Right.
money. And
Yeah.
then you get the taste of like, wow, this is something. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to go and jump and do this on my own. When's the right time? Well, then you go and do it. And you're like, oh, I'm never going to scale. I don't want to do this. And if you're not scaling, that's amazing, right? Like you do you. But, to have, I learned kind of quickly after I had quit. I was like, okay, I can't do everything on my own. I don't like doing everything on my own. It's very tough. So I made the decision to kind of push this thing, and and it's going really well. The year that I quit Western, that next year I doubled just like that, and I didn't do anything differently. It's just how it kind of happened. And then this year, this is year 6, I want to say, or year 7, and I got 2 or 3 crews out there doing work for me, and I'm just kind of pushing the pedal now. I created the foundation to really set myself up, and did it very cautiously, like you
Hmm.
said, to kind of push it when I wanted to very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's really good advice. I feel exactly what you said. It's something that, it's for someone who has been doing Windows for a long time. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I'm on all the socials, just
Yeah,
because of the IWCA, but also for my other stuff that I do. And you see the new ones, and uh, they do get frustrated because I think they are used to kind of instant results.
they
And like
are.
you said,
Thank
the
you, Amazon,
influencers,
right? Yeah,
the
yeah,
influencer on there saying, "Hey, you just do this, this, and this, you're going to be pulling in, $50,000 a month in revenue and all this."
yeah.
And so they believe it, and it's hard. I think the messaging is hard to kind of help them see that, hey, this is a really doable business, but it's a business,
It
and
is.
there's nothing instant about it. And you're going to have great spurts where you're going to make a lot of money in a short period
Mhm.
of time, and it's going to be awesome. But that's not the, if that happened to every single person, every single window cleaner you'd see would be driving Rolls Royces and
Right,
BMWs,
right.
right?
Lambos,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
there's challenges, but that's business, and so if you can go into it with the expectation that there's going to be challenges, that's you have so much better chance of survival and longevity, because then
Exactly.
when the challenges come, you meet them because you're
Yep.
expecting to meet them.
Right, right,
And I
right.
think that's what I really appreciated about you. I remember before we really kind of had more of a relationship with each other. You were posting about your growth and asking questions in the forum, which I think is the right thing to do. Ask for guidance when you're
It
at
is.
those crossroads.
There's so much information out there, and there's so
Hmm.
many people, and especially that's one thing that I love about this community. I love about the IWCA is just there's so many people just willing to help, willing. I mean, you've been doing it 25 years. Like you have triple the experience that I have, and there's so much to glean off of people like you, that are stepping up and that have went through the trenches, right? So, and I think more people need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And I think that's a big part of your success. Not that we're trying to take credit for your success, because that's all you, but the fact that you were willing to listen to the advice of other people, because it
Right.
wasn't just me you spoke to. I know you spoke to like Kevin Hargis and several other people who you respected, because Kevin's out in Michigan with you, so
Yeah,
he was kind of an
absolutely.
easy
Yep.
guy to talk with and to meet up with. But you did it the right way, in that you were cautious. You'd take a step, you'd analyze how is this working out? Is this the right thing? And then you grew. And then I think that's what facilitates growth.
It does. It
In
does.
your
Rather than
company,
just pushing pedal to the metal nonstop, and then you're
mhm,
just kind of getting taken out piece by piece, right?
yeah,
Because you didn't really set that solid
that's it.
ground to be able to withstand, yeah, the storm.
100%. And I always compare my business to a tree. And that's, I tell my employees this story, and I tell people who are asking me for advice this story. But if you view your business as a tree, it's going to start out as a sapling. It's not going to be strong enough to carry a lot of stuff. Now it's still going to grow, and
Yeah,
that growth is going to be awesome. But
yep,
you got to give it time to have the roots go down into the dirt, because if it grows
exactly.
too fast and there's no roots to bear the weight of that growth, it's going to fall,
Yep.
right? And I
Yeah.
think that's what happens a lot of times with new window cleaners when they have that growth mindset, but aren't really ready for the work or aren't expecting the challenges. It grows fast for a little bit, and then the challenges come, and it just boom, falls
Yeah.
right over,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they
I've
and
seen
then
that a
they're
lot.
upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
good. Well, I'm glad that things have worked out. I think you've been a really good role model for people who want to start a window cleaning business, just kind of show how's the right way to do it. You did mention about your networking with the IWCA. So how would you say that benefited you? You talked a little bit about being able to talk to others, but was there anything else about it with your experience with the IWCA that might think of as an asset to a new business owner?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's crazy because you get to talking to these people and they send you links and they send you everything, and it kind of all leads back to the IWCA, right? Like, I mean, the education they offer. I've taken a few safety courses with Draper, and everything kind of just leads back. But I think more so, like, you can learn stuff all day long. But it's just I always go back to the community. There's just so many people there and that like to link up, and it all kind of, and I love how the IWCA kind of groups everything together so
Mhm.
people can take advantage of that. Yeah, it costs money, but I mean everything that's worth it costs something, right? Whether it's your time, money, or whatever. And I think I've gotten to the point in my career in business and in just at life that I'm willing to pay money for my time instead of paying time for the money.
Mhm.
And so I think that's huge. And when you get to that point, you're like, okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you now are a rep for Tucker. What made you want to add that onto your repertoire, so to speak? And you've got a business. Obviously, running a business takes time, right? That takes
Yes.
energy and time and focus, and you've got employees. So, what made you want to jump into the pool of now being a rep for Tucker?
Yeah. So when I started growing and I needed more materials, needed more supplies and poles and all of that, Tucker really caught my attention. Just with their not only their marketing, but just the people. Once I met the core of who Tucker was, it really dragged my attention. So I became an ambassador for them last year. And I was ambassador for about 4 to 5 months. And it went extremely well. And I got to know people even more. And I got to know their core values and what kind of Sean's building over there.
Mhm.
And, I kind of approached him and I was like, look, like I can help you more. I'm very active here. I'm very active here. People are seeing my stuff. Like, let me help you more. And they kind of agreed. So I jumped on as a rep for them. And now I get to talk with people from all around the world, honestly, that have been in my shoes or that are getting into my shoes, and they have questions. They have questions, and the funny thing is, maybe the first 15 or 20 minutes is about supplies and hey, let's get this ordered, all this. But a lot of it is just the experience. A lot of it is
Mhm.
just, hey, what do I do here? What do I do here? And I'm not saying I know everything by any means. I have so much more to learn. But I got really good at going from zero to like 100K, right? So
Mhm.
I can really, tell people, hey, this is what worked for me. This is what didn't work for me. And I believe in Tucker. I believe in what he's building, what they're building over there. I really enjoy, the team, and I'm blessed to be a part of it, and I look forward to being with them for a while.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we really enjoy having Tucker as a sponsor. They've always been a great sponsor for us at the conventions. Just anytime there's like something that pops up that, man, this event would be awesome if only we could have a sponsorship for it, so we could bring this to the convention. It's
Yeah,
like Sean's right there. Hey, Tucker can sponsor it,
yeah,
and we don't take that lightly because obviously there's a lot of different ways that he can invest his advertising money into to help his company. But it's evident by not only the money he spends, but also the time he spends with us as the on the board,
yeah,
and giving
yeah.
us his insight and giving us his thought, because the viewpoint from a vendor is very important. We get a lot of feedback from our members, right?
Yep.
And we're asking for feedback. We always could use more. It's not like we're saying we have enough. But we get a lot of people saying, "Hey, I wish you guys would do this. Have you thought about doing this?" We don't always get that feedback from the vendors. And Sean has been really valuable in saying, hey, we've struggled with this area. What can we do to fix that? Hey, this worked out really well. Let's keep that going for the next
Yep.
convention. And his insights have really been valuable for us to make sure the conventions run smoothly. Um,
Yeah. Sean's an innovator. He's a visionary, and that doesn't stop with just Tucker. That dives into a lot of other areas. And I think just with him, in anything that he does, him and Alex are just an amazing team. They do an amazing job with really everything they do in regards to the whole window cleaning world, and IWCA is no exception.
yeah, for sure. What you went to the IWC convention as for your first time as a Tucker rep.
I
So you
did,
got to
yeah.
be at the booth and you got to
Yep.
talk to people about
That
your
was crazy.
equipment and your products.
Yeah.
What was your experience like?
It was awesome. It was so cool. I had no idea what to expect, right? I had never been. I wanted to go, but with kids and everything, it was just hard. So now, being on board with Tucker, it was my excuse to kind of jump out there and kind of go
Honey,
ahead.
it's work. I gotta go. Oh.
Sorry, right? Like duty calls. But it was so amazing. I was able to meet so many people that I had talked to, whether from a business professional, mentor perspective that have helped me along the years, or just people that have, that I met through YouTube or through,
Mhm.
through my socials that have seen my journey. It was so cool to get hands-on with all of the vendors and the people that make, the window cleaning and IWC who it is.
And just real quick, before we go on, I do want to plug your YouTube channel because Hallman Window Washing has a really cool YouTube channel. You do a really good job of just talking about different things that business owners deal with. If you're not following it, you definitely want to follow that because I think you do a nice job of just kind of sharing the everyman experience of a business owner,
Yeah.
and people can definitely learn from that.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
constantly, as you know, socials are a struggle. I constantly have to remind myself, hey, you should probably post something today, right? Like it's a grind. So I'm trying to get
The
better.
social media is a content monster, and so
It
you do
is.
have to be smart about not giving, because I know when I first started, I was always struggling with kind of giving too much all at once, and then
Yeah.
you run out of gas, and then all of a sudden you've gone, 2 weeks without posting. So
Yep.
I have now a social media manager for my
Oh,
personal business for Gabe's
that's
Spotless
amazing.
Window Cleaning, and that helps me out so much because then I can do everything in spurts,
Yep.
but then she sends it out very,
Fills it
sporadically and just
gradually.
spreads it out. So even though I'm only giving attention to it in one time, it looks like we're continually, reaching out to our audience, and that
That's
was a really
awesome.
big. I'm glad I
That's a good
did
tip.
that. It was something that I hadn't really thought about or was a little nervous about doing until another person recommended it, and man, I've never looked back. And I got a really good one right now. Her name is Zakaya. She's awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
shout out,
That's
shout out
gold,
to
man.
Zakaya.
Next couple years, that's me. I'll be doing something like that.
For sure. Now, Tucker's going to be at the huge convention, correct?
Yes, yes, we will. Yep, yep. I'll be there.
Awesome.
Yep, it'll be me, Ryan, Alex, Cody, all the guys that you guys are, kind of used to seeing, and we got some stuff up our sleeve, so I think you're gonna be pretty excited.
That's what I heard. I heard there's some top secret stuff that you guys are going to have there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty, it's
Awesome.
it's pretty
I'm
sweet. I think it's gonna be the talk of the show.
Very good. Well, I can't wait to see what Tucker has to offer. With the huge convention, the IWC has always had a little bit in it, but this year we really are branching out. So we've got the IWCA safety classes. It's going to be done by Michael Draper, August 20th. We're really pushing it's free training, So if you're at the huge convention, if you have not had safety training before, make the time to go to the class on the 20th. It is so worth it. It adds
Yep,
so much value to your company. And
absolutely.
plus it just helps you be safer,
Yeah,
I know when I first took Michael Draper's class, I knew a little bit about safety, and I've taken some kind of side things or whatever. And I watched some ladder videos when I first started my business, and I was going to do that. But man, just when you realize what little things that you're overlooking can actually cause a lot of harm to you or to your employees or to your customer's property.
yeah.
It's just really eye-opening. So,
It
uh,
is. It is. And, I think next year my goal is to bring my guys with me so they
yeah,
can, I'll be busy, but they can really enjoy and take root of a lot of it's just so much value, so much value.
for sure.
And as technology advances, like there's just more of a need for it, right?
For sure. 100%. And I think Tucker too, being a water-fed company, is at the forefront of that. I've had a few conversations, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've had a few conversations with Sean. Could you talk a little bit about the safety aspect of Tucker equipment and what the goal is whenever because I know you guys look at your customers as more than just someone to pay you money, but you do
Yeah.
actually care about the welfare of the people who buy your equipment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Customer service is key, right? Like we're only as good as our customers feel, right? So Sean, I think it was late last year or it could have been this year. I can't recall the thing, but he had a Draper safety course at the shop. They take safety extremely serious over there. We're constantly behind the scenes saying, okay, what's the kind of feedback we're getting from clients, from people that are using our equipment every day. I use the equipment every day, right? My guys do. So that's huge. And then we have Ryan who handles our solar division. So like he's constantly getting feedback from guys with from that aspect. So things are constantly going on in the background, and we're constantly just trying to make things safer and to make things more readily available for material, right? Because I mean, we're guys, right? Like you just whip stuff out and you don't look at the directions, you don't look at any of the safety. Like we as an industry need to get better at, doing the reading, taking
Yes.
your time and not just winging it because that's
100%.
that's how bad accidents happen.
And I think that's why Tucker and the IWCA are such good partners, because Tucker does want the education to come with the equipment, and
Absolutely.
that's what I found when I've bought from Tucker. And you don't want to just hand this to someone and say, "All right, go to it." You want to make sure they are fully understand. They understand the safety issues that are involved with that. And you guys have a video, right? When you buy on your website, that you can watch and kind of talk a little bit about some of the safety aspects of using water fed poles.
Yeah, we're getting there's a whole section on the website. We're getting better and getting more material for each individual, units that we have and just creating more content on that front. But yes, there are videos.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for taking time out. I look forward to seeing you again at the huge convention and spending some time with you. Hopefully, we get to catch some lunch or dinner or something.
Absolutely.
Got to shoot for that. But also, thank you to Tucker for always being a great sponsor for the IWCA, whether it's a convention or it's other aspects of that. But we really appreciate that. So, thank you guys for listening. Anything you want to share before we sign off there, Jamie?
Hey, I just appreciate IWC. I appreciate everything that they're doing for the industry, and I'm looking forward to getting more involved and just keep creating that great atmosphere.
Wonderful. Well, guys, if you're going to be at Nashville, please come and say hi to us. Where IWC is going to have a booth. Tucker's going to have a booth. Please check in. And like I said, if you have opportunity to take the safety classes, if you have not taken classes, please, August 20th,
Absolutely.
Michael Draper all day class. It's worth it. Please do so. So, you guys take care. Thank you so much again from the IWCA show. We appreciate your viewing and you guys sharing subscribing and sharing our videos. It really helps us to get the message out. So you guys take care. All right, Jamie, take it easy.